What's up, guys? Sub-Zero here, back for another VOD review. Today, doing a Tleyds VOD review because we have to talk about a specific comp that has really, it started blowing up, a few days before the B patch came out, and there's some pretty significant nerfs to the comp in the B patch. A lot of people, myself included, thought that meant that the comp would no longer exist, but lo and behold, it has come out of the wreckage like a cockroach in a nuclear war and just scuttled out and is still viable somehow. So we got to do a VOD review today of this comp here. I will talk about it a little bit more in depth as we get there. Also, pretty surprised that Tleyds even holds on to this Jinx unit. I mean, she has been buffed, I guess, and we do have, is he gonna, he's gonna look at 7 Zon stats for fun? Yeah, I don't know about all that. I will say it's not a Jinx reroll comp, so, you don't have to worry at all about that. So, and wow, this actually does look like a fantastic spot to play it. So a lot of things coming together here. One is look at our items. We have a Titans BT Slam. Let's keep that in mind for a little bit later until we get into the comp. And then let's start looking at our augments here. Trade Tree Secret of Sand Starter Kit. Trade Tree, I'm not very excited for. Starter Kit, I'm really not that excited for. Honestly, Secret of the Sands, I'm not that excited for. I did take it one time on PvE, and I did manage to top 4 with it, but it was a little sketch, I would say. But we are going to take Secret of the Sands here with the expectation that we'll obviously guarantee a Azir once we get to, stage 3, mid-stage 3, and he's going to start looking at Diana itemization. So if your only source of TFT information is my videos, well, 1, thank you for the support. I appreciate it. But 2, you might not actually know that much about this Diana comp because we haven't done a video about it. So, and I thought I was going to team planner out the entire board. That would have been really, really nice of you, Tleyds. Can we get a little bit better for the content farm? That'd be, yes, he can. What a oh, thank you, Tleyds. Thank you. So he's going to team planner out this basic board. Need to fit Seraphine in here as well. Maybe he'll add her. Yeah, okay. He's adding Yunara for some reason. Okay, there's Seraphine. So this is the basic idea behind this comp is that it's a Diana-centric carry comp that uses Azir and Seraphine as kind of secondary carries. Leona's actually in this comp just to unlock Diana, but we'll talk about later. You actually never play Leona and Diana on the same board. And then because, Diana is kind of a standalone threat style unit, Azir is kind of standalone, add some Shurimans, but kind of threat style unit. You just fit in Tail as old as time, Vi, Nico, Swain, Seraphine, boom, and then you get the Disruptor in with Azir, and then Tara can fit as a nice +1. You can obviously fit in extra Shurima units in the Taric slot or in, like the level 9, level 10 slots, and that's your game plan. Kind of hilarious, actually. He fights somebody else who has the exact same game plan, has this augment, and has 2 Leonas here, so kind of hilarious that they are in that spot as well, because this is the big thing with this comp. If you guys haven't played that much around Diana, the unlock condition for Diana is Leona 2 plus level 6, and the Leona 2 has to have 3 items onto her. So one of the biggest kind of just questions in this comp that you should be asking yourself is, okay, how am I actually going to make it to Leona 2? It's very easy if you start off with an early Leona, and then you can use some of the augments that give you duplicators, and then, just use that to make Leona 2. In a spot like Tleyds, and my god, this Vi is actually a beast with the Titans BT. In a spot like Tleyds, it's a little bit more unclear, right? You can roll on 7, but a lot of the units that you're rolling for are 4 costs in this comp, so it's awkward to roll on 7. You can roll on 8, but, that is pretty far, it's pretty deep into the game, so you need to have a good early game to make it there. The last item for this Diana will be Gwynsu's Rageblade. This is one of those setups, almost, it's very, very reminiscent of, Akali stuff last set. What was the BIS? It was like Gwynsu, was there I've already forgotten. It was like Rageblade Archangels or something like that. Diana setups, but stuff, or Akali setups, where you just have your Akali go untargetable and just go infinite and become an absolute monster. Very, very reminiscent of those kind of setups. So if you liked playing that comp, this is the comp for you. If you hated playing against that comp, I apologize, but you're probably going to see it in your games. They tried, like I said, they tried to nerf in they did objectively nerf it in the B patch, but it seems like the nerf wasn't enough because the comp is still doing quite well. Smart stuff by Mr. Tleyds here to hold on to this Yarvin pair here, though it's going to be interesting to see, is he so dedicated to the Jarvan pair that he would break? I mean, he's got to sell Jarvan pair here, but it's really awkward because any board that has a Nico on it means that you can field a Sylas over that Nico. And, you know, this board is no different. You can certainly field a Sylas over that Nico and feel really good about it. But, you know, to do that, you have to obviously build this Jarvan 2 out and then sell him. Kind of hilarious. We immediately get another Jarvan and we get a Nico as well. So, you know, we still make the 30 gold, but probably still will find a Jarvan at the end of the day. So it's not so sad. But, you know, something... So just a little funny thing and something to keep in mind whenever you're playing a comp that can play a Nico. You should probably have Jarvan in your team planner, because a lot of people skip this guy because, oh, I'm not playing a Jarvan on my board. Well, no, but you need to buy and sell him if you want to unlock that Sylas here. Really great stuff for Mr. Tleyds here. He picks up the Vi 2 and 1 Leona, so we are 33% of the way there to the Leona 2. He does also make TG, which can actually go into Leona, which is a nice little trick. If you need to get to 3-item Leona in a pinch, you can just TG her. And he has this rod left open for the Gwynsu's Rage Blade for the Diana. So really fortunate spot for him here. He really does want to just save as much HP as possible across stage 2 and stage 3 because of this augment selection. Ooh. What are we taking here, actually? I mean, I can't imagine that it's a luxury subscription. There's just so many 5 costs that aren't going to fit on the board. Hold the Line seems really awkward with melee carries. Hand of Justice seems good, but I don't know what you would really replace, right? I guess you could replace BT with Hodge, but then who's then taking your BT? I guess Renekton later? I guess Retribution is the best one out of these 3. It's kind of interesting, but I guess the idea Renekton and Diana could hold these. Rolls, finds Radiant Relics is pretty juicy, and just take a Radiant item. Ooh, or he's just thinking of min-max here, and you're kind of almost guaranteed to I would take Radiant Relics here and just look for Radiant on Diana, but he takes the min-max here. I mean, this is almost guaranteed to pick up Gwynsu's Rage Blade, which is nice. Does end up getting it here, so we can just slam this onto the Jinx now. And the other nice thing is, you know, a Radiant or a Golden Remover is really nice with a TG, because you can move that TG to the best unit at any given time. So, okay, honestly, this ends up making a ton of sense. He gets a lot of fantastic slams out of it. Gets to make the Gwynsu's Rage Blade. Gets to make Death Cap, that's going to go onto the Azir later. Gets to make Styrax, which is going to go, like we talked about, onto somebody like Renekton later. Pick up another Leona on the way. Oh my god. This, I mean, it's a pretty darn good spot for this comp, I will say. Double Leonas. I mean, this is why he ended up in it, I would say, for sure. I mean, it was kind of committed the second he took this augment. I'm really curious to see how the other player took this augment ends up doing. I forgot their name, which is kind of a problem. We're gonna have to go back and do a check. Okay, just memorize when we fight them, because we need to actually we need to know how both players, I mean, if both players who took this augment play Diana in top 4, then something may be amiss here. Jinx, oh my god, this Jinx unit does so little damage. It is, it's kind of pitiful. Looking for more Azir items or frontline items. I guess you take a rod for half of Gwynsu. Maybe you could even just take a 1-cost bow here. It's just on a 1-cost is a little bit sad, but yeah, does opt to pick it up here just because we will want some kind of attack speed onto Azir. And the Azir, he's coming. He is right here. It is 3-5, so there he is. We are going to go 7 here and kind of full pivot our board into this. So this is how Tleyds is going to play it. He's going to play it for the level 7 roll down, rolls once, picks up the Leona, and then boom, we're there. We have found the Leona 2, and now Diana is spawning in. I am quite partial to the level 7 roll. Especially in a spot like this where you're Leona paired, just because Diana stabilizes you so hard in these kind of like early game-esque scenarios, like the end of stage 3. If you are a person who can high roll her, you know, start of stage 3, you will be clearing folks. So we do pick up the Diana here. Leona must be taken off of the board. And so the reasoning for this, if you read Leona and Diana's abilities, they do actually have some synergy, but it's kind of anti-synergy, actually. The way that it works is, you know, Diana marks units with her ability, and Leona, the units that she hits also get marked by also, ooh, this is nice. He only slams a couple items here trying to lose this fight so that he can unlock Xerath. Nice stuff from Tleyds here. I'm actually really curious to see how this goes for him. Perfect loss here. Picks up the loss for Xerath here and then really just needs to win the next fight. But yeah, the idea is, if Leona's marking units and Diana's marking units, well, Leona's actually marking a lot of frontline units, which causes Diana to jump back to the front line and just waste a lot of time that could be better spent jumping back to the back line. So it's actually just not beneficial for your Diana to be a true assassin. You do just want to play her more as no Leona and just as the assassin Diana setup. So that's the idea there. Let's look at items here because it's actually a little bit interesting here. I mean, you could certainly make the Warmogs. It's just what do you make after that? GS, and then you're left with belts open here. It's a little awkward, but I guess I would make that if I need to win this fight. You could make another Sterax, but I just don't know about Sterax. Sterax checks this here and says, oh, I have Gwynsu's Rageblade, so I'm going to put it there. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense here. Going to make the Warmog's armor as well, and doesn't look like he has to slam anything else here. Fighting a pretty weak board. Upside to this comp as well is when you're in the Diana one and spiking, if you rotate into like Yordle players, if you rotate into people who are fast 9, you are going to clear people. There's Xerath unlocked for Tleyds, which is fantastic here. And now he just needs to get one more unlock and he'll be in an amazing spot here. Last augment here. I love Call to Chaos these days. Ooh, Jewel Lotus is pretty juicy as well. It's so hard to not pick Call to Chaos, and Tleyds agrees. Oh my god, he gets the so this is the egg cash out. It's actually quite solid where you get this entire egg and you get, look at this, we get the 2 full anvils here, which is absolutely huge. The Archangels came from the Shurima augment. So 2 full anvils plus an egg. I mean, the spot looks actually fantastic here. We're going to roll down here, try to get a little bit more into our, standard version of our board. Actually going to feel double Diana because we, don't have the last slot here and going to start opening these anvils and looking for good stuff to take here. Blue buff for the Xerath is fantastic here, and then just Crown Guard to give us some extra frontline to play around. Yeah, I mean, I love these slams. And man, I mean, if we can win enough to unlock Renekton, I mean, this game might just be a wrap here and there, here and now, just because, I mean, 2 Shurima is great. And the Xerath charms are fantastic here. Ooh, roll 3 dice, gain gold. Wait, where's our... Oh, okay. I guess it didn't want to show that gold to us, but okay. Continuing to roll down here. He actually doesn't break 10. I'm pretty surprised. I think he's just saying my board's strong enough here with all these items I have with Shurima and everything. Like, I don't actually even... I fear no one in this lobby. 1-star backline carries. I mean, Diana can just eat them for breakfast. This is what it's all about, though. This Diana jumping and then jumping right back to backline and then just clearing people. This, if you have Leona in, this Diana does not do this. So that is, I would say, the biggest piece of advice I can give you in this comp is do not play Leona on this board with Diana. It's so counterintuitive because they're supposed to be, I always... You know what? Actually, I'm not. But in any case, Leona and Diana on the same board. They should. They're a match made in heaven. But because who is? Oh wow! He doesn't buy that charm here because we're only playing backline ones, and so he says, you know what? Who cares actually about it? And he rolls down here. We pop off the anvil here, throw the TG here, just gonna make Void Staff here to get some MR shred on this board, fantastic. And the Seraphine does a pretty good job of spreading it. So yeah, I mean, the spot looking just fantastic here. Oh yeah, Diana positioning, guess we haven't talked about, but I said she's like a Kali for a reason. She has a Kali positioning as well. Furthest, oh no, wait, we're actually gonna lose this fight. 1 fight off of unlocking the Renekton. Oh, that would have been the whole game actually, but Panchi playing that Reroll. And man, if we had any kind of better Azir charm, this is one of the things that is scary about the Azir, the Xerath, I will say, is that sometimes you just get a garbage Xerath charm. Sometimes you just get the gold ones. Okay, this No Fun Allowed player, by the way, is the other player playing this comp. And it looks like it is not going to be allowed to have 2 people top 4ing. It looks like this person just was not able to play a strong enough early game and wasn't able to make it to Diana 2. So I think they might just die here. So, all right, at least one of the players playing this went 8th. Now Tleyds looks very much poised to take a top 4 from this spot. Very upset about his Shurima journey because he's basically stuck on 2 Shurima now. Unless he manages to go onto another really big win streak here, he needs to win the next 3 in a row to unlock the Renekton, which it's going to be very hard. The only other out he had was lose streaking from there, losing the next 3 here and unlocking the Nasus, but that's really, really suspect, you know, because you'd have to sack so much HP. All right, gonna make Morello as well. Need to, you know, get these utility items made here, and then just going to craft a few more tank items for our Tariq here. Tariq, especially once we get to Tariq 2, is gonna be a very nice tank here. This actually should be a relatively awkward matchup just because of the strong melee carries. You know, Diana does really well at assassinating backline carries, but you know, frontline carries like this, a little bit harder for her to assassinate. She'll often just kind of ignore them, and then they can cruise through your frontline. So awkward for us here. Ooh, a lucky item chest for 15 gold. Is he actually? Wow. He said, I don't want it. I don't want to spend 15 gold for the chest. Okay, yeah. I was like, really? I feel like getting third Seraphine item would be really nice here. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think this makes perfect sense. I mean, you're buying an augment, essentially. Now, a kind of crummy augment. The augment, you know, there's a gold augment that gives you a lucky item chest plus 10 gold, and this gives you a lucky item chest minus 15 gold. But, you know, to buy an augment, stage 5, not bad at all. Gets his cash out here. Radiant TG, and the Fawn here. Oh my god. Picks up the Golem as well. And yeah, is just trying to figure out, okay, what are we actually doing here? He does still have this Radiant remover, by the way, which is so good here with the TGs. This means every single fight he can put a TG on the appropriate unit. If he rolls frontline items, he can put it on frontline. If he rolls 0 items, he can put it onto a 0. I mean, this is fantastic here. Rotate into a quite strong T-Hex board from Arabavan, actually, but end up beating it out. This interesting, yeah, that Panchi's board is win streaking so hard, playing that is Ishtal reroll, huh? So the return of Ishtal reroll. I mean, maybe with other stuff getting nerfed, it can come back. I mean, who knows, honestly. Pick up Evan's Shroud here since we are lacking armor shred, though our board is really not doing that much physical. Honestly, I think you keep all of these in their spots, funny enough. So yeah, I think these will stay here. We are building a 2-streak. Oh, he's gonna swap. Yeah, I mean, this makes sense, actually. The Edge of Night just on the, you know, the melee style unit. Okay, fair enough. Rotate into a pretty strong Annie board. We'll see Diana versus Annie. Which comp can be scarier here? The Diana doing quite good work. Bounce, bounce, bounce. And yeah, does get burned down by the Annie. That is another, I would say, difficult matchup if you cannot blow up the Annie quickly, because obviously the heal cut is going to make it very hard for your Diana to live forever. But you guys can see in these fights, I mean, just what Diana is doing every single fight. She's stacking up this Gwynsu, stacking up this Titans, sometimes just going straight up infinite in these spots. Like, she is just a monster, and especially the earlier in the game you can get her, if you do, like I said, end up in one of those spots where you just double dupe Leona, boom, and you have Leona too. She is just unkillable stage 3 and a lot of stage 4. This Bard board, though, honestly, kind of a counter. The Bard just boom, 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 spitting out all those dutes onto our dude. And yeah, I mean, honestly, this game, I mean, this is certainly a game where we're probably feeling the Diana nerfs a little bit. I mean, this comp still gross, but I mean, a little bit of AS and AD off her makes her a little less crazy. I will say, though, this is still, even after the nerfs Diana, this is still best Diana by far. You guys remember Forgiven, the League of Legends player? But yeah, like, by far, this is the build that you have to play towards. It just allows her to go infinite in a way that, you know, JG will just never, it will just never, you know, like a JG Hodge build will just never do this. All right, Diana right side here, which is kind of awkward. We'd really like to be blowing up that Annie first here, but maybe killing the Zillion has some upside to it. I mean, we do kill the Zillion here. Diana doing pretty good work. The set a bit scary, but I think we got this fight. Yep, nice win here, and Dokat drops down to 18 HP here. Keep picking up these Zerath charms. There are just a lot of really, really strong ones. Pick up the Senolution too, so that is going to come on the board. Wait, what did we just play this over? This actually, he's zooming his units around. He just played it over Fiddlesticks, huh? I mean, Fiddle has been nerfed pretty hard here, so Senolution should be better than this. We thought about over the Shyvana, and then we're like, nah, the Shyvana kind of has to stay in as a Juggernaut. All right, and I mean, great Radiant Shojin for Senolution. This game is actually just so hard to play out, just moving. I mean, I think watching it, it doesn't even look easy, but I mean, I think playing it out is something different entirely here. All right, we have a pretty solid fight against this Annie board. The CC immunity from the Titans versus the set is fantastic, and yep, we pick up a win there. Wow, top 2 locked in with this Diana board, beating a very strong Annie board. So I mean, just goes to show you the cap of this comp. We didn't even make it to 3 Shurima, which is crazy. Our prismatic augment was just a couple of units and some items. Like, it was really not all that much. All right, we will see what we can do here versus Panchi here. We have the Diana that jumps backline once again is getting kind of barded on, though at least we have some other frontliners taking aggro here. Diana doing good work, actually. We killed a lot here. Panchi drops down to 2 HP, and we are looking at what is likely to be the final fight, and if not the final fight, then the penultimate fight here. Going to pick up the Kraken here so we can throw it onto Senna in case we roll kind of bad items here. And yeah, just going to roll down. We're still a 0-1 Zerath one. And yeah, we finally, at the 11th hour, pick up the Zerath here. Moving all these TGs around. Oh my god, this is so much to do. So much to do. But we get all of our items out, actually reforge the Kraken here, yep, and make a frontline item here. Diana jumping onto backline again there, still doing a lot of damage though. The Zerath, oh, and the Diana, pretty good damage, and I think that's a dub for Tleyds. I mean, just such a really nicely played game, and shows off perfectly how to play this comp. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my Twitch or Medify, all my links down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, as always.